Every climbing route has a story written in stone, but some stories end with a body at the bottom. The same piece of rock that challenges thousands safely can kill without warning, turning a weekend adventure into a recovery mission. Since 2010, 156 climbers have died on routes that were supposed to be within their ability, their final moments becoming cautionary tales carved in granite and limestone. From the trad climber who placed perfect protection in rock that looked solid but crumbled like chalk the moment it took weight, to the multi-pitch leader whose belay anchor pulled from the wall, taking both climbers into a 300-foot ground fall, to the free soloist whose route had changed since the guidebook was written, rockfall having eliminated the key holds that made the climb possible. But first, the veteran who knew every move on his project route, never realizing that geology doesn't respect human familiarity. These weren't novice errors or bad weather decisions. They were encounters with stone's hidden weaknesses, where years of experience meant nothing against millions of years of erosion, and where the rock always gets the last move. This is the story of Marcus Vance, a 29-year-old climber who died on a route he'd completed dozens of times. His final ascent reveals how familiar terrain can become a death trap in seconds. Through digital forensics, gear analysis, and witness testimony, we reconstruct his last 47 minutes. What killed Marcus wasn't inexperience, it was the mountain's capacity for sudden, silent betrayal. October 12th, 2023, 2:17 p.m. Marcus's GoPro captures his final handhold on Devil's Backbone, a 5.9 route in Joshua Tree. Weather conditions were perfect, 78 degrees Fahrenheit with light winds, ideal for climbing. Marcus had climbed this route 23 times over 4 years. He knew every hold by memory. His helmet camera recorded 47 minutes of footage before impact. A photogrammetry expert created a 3D model of the cliff face using drone LiDAR mapping. GoPro metadata revealed Marcus's exact position, hand placement, and body orientation throughout the climb. His smartwatch data showed heart rate, elevation gain, and movement patterns. A digital forensics team analyzed the corrupted final 4.7 seconds of footage. The 3D simulation shows Marcus reached for a familiar handhold at 2:17:43 p.m. LiDAR mapping revealed that hold had fractured internally from freeze-thaw cycles. Trajectory analysis indicates a 127-foot fall with no protection to arrest his descent. Audio analysis captured the sound of rock failure, a sharp crack followed by silence. The recovery team found the GoPro 15 feet from his body, its lens cracked but memory intact. Digital evidence showed the route had changed since the last guidebook update. Marcus's smartwatch recorded impact at 2:18:31 p.m., a 48-second fall duration. That footage became crucial evidence for understanding route degradation. Modern technology reveals how familiar routes evolve invisibly. Digital forensics shows stone's hidden weaknesses developing over time. Even perfect conditions can't prevent geological failure. Lynn Hill examined the Devil's Backbone route description from its 1987 first ascent. The original route rating was 5.9, described as solid granite with positive holds. Marcus used a 2019 guidebook showing the same rating and description. The route had been climbed over 2,000 times since first ascent. The first ascensionist described the original key handhold as a bomber jug handle. The guidebook author explained how route descriptions become outdated. Weather data showed 36 freeze-thaw cycles in the area over the past winter. The local climbing community had reported recent rockfall on adjacent routes. Geological analysis revealed the handhold had developed a hairline fracture in 2022. Winter ice expansion widened the crack beyond visual detection. Marcus's grip applied 180 pounds of force to the compromised hold. Rock failure occurred at exactly 67% of its original structural integrity. The route was immediately closed pending a geological survey. The guidebook publisher issued an emergency update, removing the route from circulation. The climbing community established a volunteer route inspection program. Devil's Backbone was reclassified as permanently unsafe due to rock quality. Route familiarity creates a false sense of security. Stone ages faster than guidebooks get updated. Yesterday's solid hold becomes tomorrow's death trap. Dr. Phil Watts analyzed Marcus's biometric data from his smartwatch in a laboratory setting. Heart rate spiked from 140 beats per minute to 187 beats per minute in 2.3 seconds during the fall. Lactic acid buildup in forearms was measured through blood chemistry simulation. The fight-or-flight response triggered a massive adrenaline dump. Marcus had been climbing for 43 minutes when the hold failed. His forearm pump level was estimated at 85% maximum before failure. The adrenaline surge actually decreased fine motor control needed for emergency grip. His body's survival response worked against climbing-specific muscle memory. Biometric reconstruction shows Marcus's grip strength at the moment of failure. Adrenaline caused hand tremors, reducing the friction coefficient on remaining holds. The panic response triggered hyperventilation, decreasing oxygen to muscles. The 4.7-second fall generated psychological trauma before physical impact. The autopsy revealed elevated stress hormones consistent with extreme panic. Smartwatch data showed his heart stopped 12 seconds after impact. The medical examiner confirmed death from massive trauma, not cardiac arrest. Physiological analysis revealed his body's betrayal in the final moments. Human physiology is poorly adapted for sudden vertical emergencies. The panic response is designed for ground-level threats, not cliff faces. The body's survival instincts become a liability at altitude. 3 different failures. The route changed invisibly, the guidebook couldn't keep up with geology, and Marcus's own body turned against him when he needed it most. But the most devastating failure was yet to come. A UIAA Safety Commission expert examined Marcus's recovered climbing rack. The rope showed no signs of wear, rated for 2,400 pounds braking strength. Harness and belay device were found unused. Marcus was free soloing. His helmet cracked on impact but protected his head during the 127-foot fall. Marcus chose to free solo despite carrying a full protection rack. The decision was based on route familiarity and perfect weather conditions. Gear analysis revealed he had equipment to make the climb completely safe. Drop tower tests demonstrated the rope would have arrested his fall with minimal injury. Forensic analysis showed Marcus's rack contained 12 pieces of protection. Simulation demonstrated proper gear placement would have limited his fall to 15 feet. The unused rope was found coiled in his pack, still in the manufacturer's protective sleeve. The helmet camera captured unused quick draws hanging from his harness during the fall. Gear was recovered in perfect condition, never deployed for protection. Equipment analysis ruled out mechanical failure as cause of death. The unused safety equipment became evidence of fatal overconfidence. The climbing community debated the ethics of free soloing familiar routes. The best equipment is useless when overconfidence prevents deployment. Familiarity breeds contempt for basic safety protocols. Unused gear becomes a monument to preventable tragedy. Sarah Chen, Marcus's climbing partner, speaks from a therapy office about that day. She was belaying another climber 200 feet away when Marcus fell. The sound of rock failure and impact echoed across the canyon for 8 seconds. Her 911 call was recorded 3 minutes after witnessing the fall. Sarah had climbed with Marcus for 2 years and trusted his judgment completely. She argued against free soloing but respected his experience on the route. Her emergency medical training made her the first responder at the scene. Cell phone footage captured her immediate response to the accident. Sarah's testimony describes the sound of Marcus hitting ledges during his fall. She rappelled to his location within 12 minutes of impact. Medical assessment confirmed no vital signs. Massive trauma. Radio communication with the rescue team captured her emotional breakdown. Sarah required 18 months of trauma therapy after witnessing his death. She testified at the coroner's inquest about Marcus's final moments. Their climbing partnership ended with Marcus's death. She never climbed again. Survivor's guilt was compounded by the knowledge that the accident was preventable. Climbing accidents traumatize witnesses as much as victims. Partners carry the emotional weight of preventable deaths. Survivor's guilt becomes a permanent burden for those left behind. Ken Phillips, former NPS search and rescue chief, explains high-angle recovery protocols. The Joshua Tree SAR team received the call at 2:31 p.m., 13 minutes after impact. Helicopter response was delayed by wind conditions and cliff proximity. The ground team required 4 hours to reach Marcus's location. The SAR team faced the technical challenge of a 127-foot vertical recovery. Rescue rigging required an anchoring system in the same unstable rock. The weather window was closing as afternoon winds increased. The team had to balance speed with safety for rescuers. The technical rope rescue from the vertical face used specialized equipment. Rescuers placed 8 anchors to create a redundant system for body recovery. Helicopter extraction was impossible due to cliff geometry and wind. Ground evacuation required a 6-hour carry-out through desert terrain. The body was recovered at 8:47 p.m., 6 hours and 30 minutes after impact. The SAR team debriefed on the technical challenges of vertical recovery. The rescue operation cost an estimated $47,000 in personnel and equipment. Marcus's death prompted a review of free solo rescue protocols. Free solo accidents create maximum risk for rescue teams. Recovery missions endanger multiple lives to retrieve one body. Preventable deaths multiply danger for the entire climbing community. Statistics show 67% of free solo deaths occur on routes climbers had completed multiple times. American Alpine Club accident reports show familiarity involved in 73% of preventable climbing deaths. Geological surveys reveal 23% of established routes show significant rock degradation since first ascent. Dr. Watts' research confirms overconfidence peaks after 20-plus successful ascents of the same route. Joshua Tree National Park implemented a mandatory route condition reporting system. The American Alpine Club created a digital database tracking route changes and rockfall. Climbing guidebook publishers established annual update protocols for high-traffic areas. Marcus's death prompted development of smart climbing apps with real-time route condition updates. Marcus Vance died doing what he loved on a route he knew by heart. But the mountain he thought he understood had changed while he wasn't looking. His unused gear, his partner's trauma, and his preventable death remind us that stone keeps its own schedule. Freeze and thaw, expansion and contraction. The patient work of geology that turns solid holds into death traps. Marcus's final moments teach us that familiarity is the most dangerous illusion in climbing. The route you've done 100 times is not the same route you're on today. Rock ages, conditions change, and overconfidence kills more climbers than bad weather ever will. Have you ever free soloed a route you knew well? What made you feel safe enough to climb without protection? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to understand more about how overconfidence turns experience into tragedy, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Final Moments. Next time, we examine the psychology of cave diving accidents where familiar passages become underwater mazes. Until then, remember that the rock you climbed yesterday is not the rock you're climbing today.